version 1 gimbal, i.e. the claw. The claw. Yeah, so well, there you go. So let's see what's going on.
Are you ever going to do that? I'll tell you what, if you're right.
There's one person who would probably die from pollution, one person. And I would just ask a question. How many people die from pollution in the London Underground because of all the fried gnat spits which you breathe when you go there? Fried rat spits, sorry, I said that. But, you know, it's filthy down there. It is filthy. And he's doing nothing about it. If you really want to get rid of pollution, then you must get rid of pollution. It's simple. You could fit all the old cars with catalytic converters to make them as clean as new cars. It could be done, and it'd be a lot cheaper than even putting up all these stupid cameras and ULEZ signs. So that's what we say. If you want to fight pollution, get real about it. Do not use it as a cover for control and stealing from us. And how are we going to win then? Well, two things. You've got to break their rules. You drive at will and do not pay. Drive at will, do not pay. Drive at will, do not pay. Drive at will, do not pay. And it is simple. I've run up £44,000, and that's what I said last time. They haven't sent me another bill, I don't know why, but it's at £44,000 now. That's the bill for the bill for the bill and so on. And I don't think they will take me to court because they're likely to lose in court, because these bills are issued by a machine, not by a judge. So we think they have no power. And if they do have a court case, it could be that all PCNs in the country for the last 6 years will become illegal. And they'll have to pay back millions and millions of pounds. I mean, that would be fantastic. But look, 1/3 of Londoners who've got these ULEZ fines have not even responded. And in Birmingham, the council have given up chasing people with their clean air zone. So look, just join in. If you've got an old car, drive, and do not pay. It's so simple. And we have to ask ourselves a question, who is the Deep Khan serving? Because all opinion polls show they don't want ULEZ. He didn't have it in his election manifesto, and he's just chucked it in. And
Serves them well.
he serves the West. Good answer, there you are. He serves the World Economic Forum. So in the long run, or even the short run, they are the enemy. We have to destroy the World Economic Forum. And the good news is, around the world, there's massive fight back. This is a spring of resistance. This is happening now. There's massive riots in France, in Holland, and in Israel. And in the Punjab, the Indian government, who's a tool of the WEF, have invaded, and they are killing and killing and killing. But the Sikhs are fighting back, and anyone who knows about the Sikhs, they always win. So we could they could bring down the Indian superstate, and that would be such an advance for us. I think this year is the spring fight back, the spring revolution around the world, which will end the work at the WEF forever.
Yay!
See, that is the choice. Because either they win or we win. You see, and we know, if they win, we're going to be locked up in prison.
There's more of us than them.
Yes, there's more of us than them. Well spotted. And if we win, we're not going to want to leave things like they are in this ridiculous Parliament and all this nonsense in the European Union. We're going to want something different. We're going to want accountability. And the good thing about this action around this town hall, it's calling for accountable town halls. We've got to have accountable councils, because they're doing stuff they were never elected for. And I was in Colchester yesterday, great rally, about 40 people, and Colchester's some way away, not anything like as big as London, right? And they forced the council to agree that they would, if they would try and take part in a debate, they said, about man-made climate change, because that's at the bottom of all their policies. And they're denying they're going to bring forward LPNs, but of course, you know, they always deny things before they do it. as it says on those TV shows, never believe a rumour until it's been officially denied. So, you know, I'm sure that's what they're cooking in Colchester, but the people there are calling to account. They're forcing them to have a public debate about climate, because that is the backdrop for everything they say, and I think that's what we should do here. You've got some councillors in there, call a public meeting, have experts on both sides, and get the council leadership to come and justify themselves, because I think they've got no justification whatsoever, and man-made climate change is a fraud. So, we are here now, Romford, everywhere, have to be part of the spring offensive for new freedom and accountability. And I'll end there with our favourite slogan: resist, defy, do not comply. Resist, defy, do not comply. Resist, defy, do not comply. Thank you.
In the council meeting tonight, they are hearing a number of petitions. Our petition is asking the council to take Khan to court. So far, the council have said they do not have the funds to take him to court, yet in their budget allowance this year, they have allowed £3.5 million for yet more cameras to be put around the borough. They say to take Khan to court would cost £400,000. I say take it from the budget of the cameras. We don't want any more cameras. We do not need any more cameras.
Take him to court.
Take Khan to court. Take Khan to court. Take Khan to court.
Take Khan to court. Take Khan to court.
Another point of our petition is calling on the council to allow for a public meeting with all of us residents to hear our arguments, hear our concerns, and answer our questions.
Yes. Public accountability. For and against.
So,
We must build this campaign. If everyone here tonight ensures that they share the social media sites we have created, they sign the petition, the council cannot deny this is the voice of the people.
So if people are just tuning in, it's there is a it's quite dark.
If anyone has any ideas on how to build on this campaign, all ideas are welcome. Please visit our Facebook page, Havering Against ULEZ, or visit our Telegram page, Havering Against ULEZ. Whichever of those social media platforms you prefer.
How long ago you did it? It took me about an hour this afternoon.
I think that's a very good I think that's definitely on YouTube. As well as radio.
So just so people know, this is we're in Havering / Romford in just at the edge of London, between the border of London and Greater London Authority and Essex. This is a council meeting. This is the council meeting to do with the ULEZ extension, and based on what was said, they are considering taking Khan to court as well. On the UNN show earlier, I had Ed Gregory on, who is present here. he's apparently got his judicial review to test the lawfulness of whether Mayor of London Sadiq Khan's ULEZ is lawful, whether it's ultra vires in the sense that has Sadiq Khan gone beyond the remit of his authority by extending the ULEZ to Greater London. The arguments are that it's not really based on any good enough data and information. So that is what's currently going on at the moment.
We have spent 3 years locked in our homes with fear. Now it's time for Romford to find his voice, to take to the streets and spread the word. We need more people.
Good, right, you good? Yep, good, mate.
Did you put my interview up or?
Yeah, it's up on the live stream still. Yeah, it's up. I will, yeah, but it's the whole screen though. You're in there somewhere, but I'll send it to you. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know you wanted it. I swear I sent it to you. Didn't I send it to you? Then you messaged me and said, I swear I sent it to you.
You may have done it, I might have missed that.
Oh.
I should check see it somewhere.
Do you want to say, I guess I'm just live at the moment, do you want to say a few words about any of this? Yeah, so this chap called Ed, you're one of the Conservative...
the chairman of Conservatives in Hornchurch and Upminster.
That's just up the road, Hornchurch is up the road from here. Tell us, Ed, what's going on here today?
Today there's a protest against the expansion of ULEZ, Sadiq Khan's tax on the poor. So expecting people who work as hospital porters and care workers to subsidise his Range Rover with taxes on their 20-year-old Ford Fiestas, which obviously there's strong support from the Conservative Party, from the local residents association, from the party, and from members of the general public.
Does Hornchurch come under the authority of here?
Yeah, Havering is Hornchurch and Upminster constituency, the Romford constituency, and a small part of the Dagenham.
All right, okay, cool. And so it affects you as well. You're in that remit with on the Havering stuff, yeah. And what's going on in there tonight? What are they actually?
There's a council meeting, and the Conservatives are presenting a motion to require the council to oppose and join in with the legal action against ULEZ.
Is that with Ed Gregory, is it? Is that because there's currently a judicial review going on testing out whether it's lawful?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to get.
Yeah, because funny enough, I had Ed Gregory on my show earlier today on UNN. You're welcome to come on the show in the future as well if you want. Basically, he's brought out a judicial review to test the lawfulness of if Sadiq Khan has gone the ultra virus of has he gone beyond the remit of his authority.
Well, yes, hopefully so the courts have the power to kick it at least beyond the next election date, and Sadiq Khan, if this is the base of the next mayoral election in London being fought, he'll lose. And whatever bribes and inducements he might have received to install this £200 million spy camera network, be interesting to see what Siemens and the like.
It's funny because I was discussing with another Ed on the show earlier. He's the leading solicitor or barrister, I should say, the leading person leading this case anyway. About it seems Sadiq Khan doesn't really. I think his head has gotten too big for London. It seems like he's got higher aspirations in the sense that
since he was elected mayor has been bizarre to say the least. But then as a Labour MP, if you look up his performance on Have I Got News for You, he appeared as one of the guests on Have I Got News for You.
Was he a guest on Have I Got? I haven't watched it in 20 years. Was he a guest?
Yeah, he was.
He has. Was he called a host or what was it?
His performance when Hislop and
Paul Merton,
got hold of him on the subject of he nominated Corbyn as Labour leader and then voted for someone else, and he more or less admitted on the national television that he only backed Corbyn for the nomination as a joke. which suggests that his capacity to understand complex issues, shall we say, is somewhat beyond his somewhat limited ability.
What I'm saying is that do you think he's sort of, because he seems to be not too interested in being the actual mayor of London anymore. He seems to be tackling roles that are not actually under the authority. So the mayor of London only has two jobs really, i.e. the TfL, Transport for London, and basically a police and crime commissioner. And he seems to be yeah, but he seems to be quite.
He's only interested in his own little ego.
Yeah. So do you think he's done with being mayor of London? Do you think he's looking more towards a sort of world kind of? He's looking more sort of, for example, whether it be UN or.
If he were to travel to a different country and make their average IQ lower.
But just because obviously you're a representative of the Conservative Party, I mean, why should people trust the Conservative Party? Because obviously they themselves.
A lot of work to do.
Yeah, but they themselves have signed up to this sort of net zero.
What I would suggest people do is join the Conservative Party and force it to change.
Do you think that's actually possible, though?
That's what I've done, and that's what I'm working towards.
Because a lot of people, including myself, I think really the whole of democracy, even Western democracy, not even UK democracy, but Western democracy, it seems more like a sham. It doesn't really feel like there's anything really going on.
The reason why it's a sham is that you have tiny numbers of active members of political parties, which means that a small number of wackos can have a tremendous amount of influence, which explains the dominance of ridiculous minority issues like trans activism.
Yeah.
And if you think we live in a world where every year 20 billion glasses of white wine are drunk, and there are 2 people claiming to be pregnant men, and yet there's not a white wine emoji, but there is a pregnant men emoji. We have a significant problem with a small number of idiots forming opinion in our societies and controlling the political process.
I mean, someone in the chat said here, Carl Mids has said they're all part of the WEF. And I think
a number of MPs have unfortunately close ties to it. I know that some Conservative MPs have the WEF tried to claim links with Stephen Baker, for example, and he took them to court and forced them to remove any reference to him. From my view, I would want the WEF declared a criminal organisation.
Wow, that's quite a statement.
Just go straight in the whole heart. If they're actively trying to subvert the politics of this and other countries. If that's, I mean, it's almost like watching a scene from an old James Bond movie when you look at.
It does. It feels like what do you call it, Spectre?
It feels like Spectre. Yeah, it really does.
And Klaus Schwab does look like Blofeld. So
it's the whole thing is just. It's bizarre that
you could say it's Clown World, Ed. You could say it's that.
Absolutely Clown World. Klaus Schwab's family were the only people in Europe in the 1930s who fled from France to find prosperity in Nazi Germany.
Is that true?
It's true. Yeah.
Is that true? Wow. Well, I'll take your word for it.
It is utterly bizarre that we have a situation in which the failure to have any form of challenge to the narratives over COVID. If you look at the Twitter files and you look at the lockdown files,
go on.
In every respect, there has been an effort to silence debate, to silence people who in many cases knew far more about the issue than the so-called authorities. You have Neil Ferguson, who was a physicist who wrote computer programs so badly that they were excoriated. As the expert on a disease, and yet you have senior professors at Oxford University dealing with infectious medicines for a living for 30 years who are being silenced. There's something wrong.
Yeah, there is something wrong. There is. I got just a question for someone here, from a guy called Jags. If the good Conservative, ask him if the good Conservative should have left, gone independent, or joined UKIP years ago. What's your opinion on that?
Years ago, I joined and left the Conservatives. As Sean will be able to tell you, I've had a number of friends, a number of associations with other more libertarian political parties. I think the best option would be for large numbers of people who genuinely believe in personal liberty to join and be active in the existing political parties and to force the deselection.
But do you think that's selling your soul in a way? Because in order to get to the top, really, you do kind of have to sell your soul, really, don't you, in order to get there? But that's the reason why I've never done it, because
if a million of us joined and became active in the current political parties, we could deselect every single WEF supporting, every single globalist supporting, every single green agenda supporting politician in the country. There are a few thousand of them, there are 20, 30 million of us. So we can, if mass involvement will give us the chance to, and if that doesn't work, then yeah, either join a new party.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Ed. We've got Frankie States changing the Conservatives now as asking. So I'm just reading a question here. Tell him you've got a friend who states changing the con. He's highlighted the con in Conservatives. Conservative now is asking to join. Tell him you've got a friend who states changing the Conservatives now is akin to joining the Taliban and trying to get them to change.
I don't know, because but I would suggest from that point of view, if 2 million Afghans with assault rifles joined the 500,000 strong Taliban and shot the 500,000 strong Taliban, the problem would be over.
Okay.
If 2 million law-abiding people join the Conservative Party and vote out any MPs that support this madness, that cures the problem.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'll leave it at that. Well, thank you very much, Ed. No, thanks for that. That's quite entertaining. Do come on the show, though, in the future. I'll get everyone, so this is... it's a few people, even as large as last time.
Absolutely pointless.
Absolutely pointless. They wouldn't let us talk about what the petition was about.
Oh, it's over, is it? Oh.
Absolutely pointless. The mayor shut her down. She was trying to talk about the petition and exactly what the petition was for, and they shut her down. We're trying to get a meeting with the council, and the mayor just wouldn't let her continue.
Do we know the mayor's name?
No.
No?
Okay, sorry.
We'll find it out, don't worry.
So we need to petition more of these people, because literally
We need more people here.
they were laughing.
Can I make a
They were
suggestion?
laughing.
We need to go up City Hall. Do this up City Hall. Where
Make
reside?
some noise,
City Hall.
no, because inside there they can't hear you. So make some noise.
City Hall.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
We are not going away. We will be heard. Tomorrow on the Facebook group, there will be a link to the Together campaign. From that link, you will be able to pick up templates to email our MP and our councillors. You will be able to complete them in a couple of clicks. We must let them know that we will not be shut down, and this is not going away.
Fantastic. Lovely lady.
Shame on you, Trevor McKeever! Shame on you, Councillor Trevor McKeever! Shame on you!
Take down the cameras.
What we're going to do practically is, if they put up the cameras, we're going to take them down, and that will be the end of this stuff. Take down the cameras! 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 And break ULEZ! Break the car! Break ULEZ! Break the car!
Because it's a tax for the people.
Break the car! Yes, as this man says, it's a tax on low incomes. It's an utter abomination. And the answer to it, if you've got a car, is drive at will and do not pay. Drive at will and do not pay. Drive at will and do not pay. No, resist, defy, do not comply. Resist, defy. Do not comply.
Well done.
Hello, we do have a number of leaflets. I've had 2,000 printed. If you'd like to make your way to the table, if you're able to help distribute them, that would be the first step. That would be wonderful. It may be mailing them through doors or handing them out at stations or outside supermarkets. Ask people to go and join the social media accounts to become more informed. Thank you.
Apparently, people just tuning in. Apparently, the mayor, I think I heard her surname was Trevor, possibly. I need to trying to find the woman that was just giving that announcement. I'm trying to look for her now. Apparently, apparently was shot down in the chamber. Apparently, so maybe Pierce. 'Cause I need to just hear what he said. What? Once he's free talking, was it? I'm trying to find. I think it was this lady here, actually. Sorry, dear. Was it? Sorry, I was just going. Were you the lady who just gave the announcement about the mayor?
Yeah.
Would you mind? It's a live stream now. Would you mind just saying what you just said again? Just for people watching, they just sort of.
Yeah, who's this for though?
Well, it's my personal YouTube channel,
that's
Delivering
fine.
Liberty, but it's also for UNN as well, Unity News Network.
Okay,
so
then.
would you just? So what's happened? What happened? What he just said in the chamber that the mayor?
We submitted a petition. So tonight, basically,
What was the petition?
the councillors were submitting various petitions.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a petition for, I don't know, a school crossing that had 150 signatures on, or 200 signatures. There was another petition that had 27 signatures on. Our petition had, I think it's like 3,000. So it's quite
Very big for a local area,
yeah, absolutely. And the councillor that we gave it to do a little speech about it, they tried to shut her down. So he gave her basically another 30 seconds. And in that 30 seconds, what we were asking for is us residents, and we're residents, so we're not political at all. We want a meeting with the council to discuss ULEZ, to discuss the implications, everything. And the mayor shut her down.
This is the local mayor. Local mayor.
We could not get.
What's the name of that mayor? Sorry.
Couldn't get a meeting.
Is it Trev?
Joe.
Is it Trevor's? You said the surname. Trevor's. Did you say the surname was? Mayor.
I don't know. I've got to be honest.
But it's the local mayor. It's the local mayor, though.
Yeah, it's the local mayor.
Okay. Not the mayor of London. Yeah.
ULEZ has made me protest because it's taking away people's freedom. It's taking away their freedom of choice. It's just completely wrong. So if you pay £12.50, you can drive your polluting car. But who's going to do those £9.50 an hour minimum wage jobs in care homes? Those girls that live outside the borough.
It's basically sucked an hour off their day. Yeah, sucked an hour
off literally a cash grab for TfL. And these guys are not standing up to him because they've all signed this agreement with the General London Assembly, which they did years ago, which gave this guy, or any mayor, whether it's Boris Johnson, Ken Livingstone, and then obviously Sadiq Khan, overall authority on all the boroughs. How can one person have more power than probably the Prime Minister? It's absolutely ridiculous.
So you're a fan of localism, local laws for local people and all that sort of thing?
But it affects, I worked in Newham up until last year, and I come from Newham originally, and those guys have rolled over and let it happen. But the difference is, we've got fields and farms round the corner, so we need our cars. And I'm not saying I've got a compliant car at the moment, but I'm protesting for the people that haven't, the pensioners, the care workers, basically, and we all know that word, those words, the working poor. They can't afford to change their car. And the tradesmen, they've got to change, they're saying, well, we give you £5,000 to change to an electric vehicle. How much do you reckon a transit van is? 55 grand.
Yeah, and even
You know?
even second hand. It'll be more than £5
It's
probably.
unfair.
Yeah, possibly.
And to do it all within nine months. Who else is paying ULEZ charges? All right, Birmingham have just said basically
CAS,
do
clean
one.
air zone. Yeah.
Exactly. It's an unfair tax, and it's exactly what it is, unfair. And he is a liar and a cheat, the man.
So just to get back in there, so you had a petition for nearly or more than 3,000 signatures, and that's just been shut down, has it?
Basically, they
won't hear. Why won't they hear it? What's their excuse?
You know, the most
or reasoning?
No, they didn't. They just shut it down. Wouldn't let us continue to talk. And so we actually came out of the meeting then, because what's the point of sitting there when they're not going to discuss it? There's nothing.
It is quite funny because obviously, I imagine in a small town like this, there's never this large a group amount of people that have come up for one specific.
I don't even think. Well, this is our second protest.
I was here before. About a month ago.
For the budget meeting. So we've got 70% on of our council tax budget goes on adult social care and children. So 70%. So we're left with 30%. Something's wrong somewhere. It's got to be. How can you have 70% of your council budget goes on adult social care and child services?
Yeah. What's your next step then? What do you reckon you're going to do next?
Well, we're still going to try and get a meeting with the council. We really need to sit across the table because we want to tell these guys, because they're not doing it. We want to tell everyone. You know, at the end of the day, they've got an agenda, and I think that agenda, whether it goes back to CARD, it goes back to government, it goes back to UN or anything, you're looking at lots of changes happening before 2030. But with Khan, he's trying to push this change in, but it's going to cost a lot of people, and it's going to cost a lot of people their livelihood. If you think about it, if you've got to pay £12.50 to drive into Romford to shop, and if you drive into Romford to shop, you think, okay, I'll swallow the £12.50, but then you've got your parking charges on top for a few hours, which could be £2.50, £3. That's £15 before you even walk inside a shop. It's crazy, and yet these guys in here think they're doing everybody a favour because they gave Hornchurch and Upminster free half-hour parking, but then they put the parking charges up by 60 pence per hour.
Wow.
To £1. I think an hour is £1.60.
So within that 30 minutes, quickly get what you need to do and get back to your vehicle. If you'll go like.
If you're elderly or disabled, and you get free half-hour parking, and if you haven't got an app, because they're changing all the parking, the not pay and display, but all the parking meters, they're putting them on an app.
That's right. Yeah, I was going to say because it's extremely, even for me, it's extremely difficult to get to work those things.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm a person who has a smartphone and I've got various apps on my phone. I've got a Ringo app, but when that goes down, and I've had that where the app's gone down or there's a problem with the machine, I've had to pay with cash. And the ULEZ signs, if you notice them, there's nothing that says on any of them that there is a charge.
That's right, it just says ULEZ.
Yeah, it just says ULEZ. So where you have the dark charge, and it says dark charge, charges paid by midnight, and then you've got the congestion charge, with a C, so you've got that, so you know that there's a fit. So if you've got someone coming down, I don't know, from Yorkshire or somewhere like that, and they're driving down and they've got a funeral or something, they're going to get hit with £180 fine, and if they pay it within 14 days, 90, and he's just put that price up. It was 80.
So if the ULEZ does extend in August, let's say, hypothetically, are you going to be paying it, or
my car's compliant?
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
I've got a compliant car.
If you didn't, then
if I didn't have a compliant car, I don't think I would pay, because I think
you're going to take the Birmingham road.
I would. Yeah. I think there is a defence purely on the signage and the fact that these guys agreed to this, but they haven't consulted basically consulted all their residents.
Yeah.
You know, because the next step is, if we can't convince these guys that, you know, that they should have their residents' interests at heart, and okay, they might think we're a small minority, but we're still voters.
Oh, looks like we're all going in. Well, thank you very much, there, sir.
You're most welcome.
Yeah, so
Michelle.
thank you very much for that. Cheers, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
And how much money they're earning out of the PCN.
Money.
Joke. There are councillors that we've voted in. They're fucking
Get rid of them.
man.
What are they talking about? Are they talking about ULEZ then?
No, nothing. Nothing to do with
Let's go in there.
No, it ain't worth going in there, mate. There are a load of dinosaurs that need out, the fucking lot of them.
Well, why do we out?
So,
Go in there,
you
go
saying,
in there.
Bill?
If you want to go in there. But you don't want to go in there and be rude. But you want to go in there and...
We say don't be rude.
Yeah, no,
because they ban us that when we do want to have our public
listen, they're not got our interests at heart.
No.
But they're not bad people.
No. Their intention is, yeah, let's go in.
There's nothing much to
it's, people want to go in, it seems. Yeah.
Go in and go to the left.
It looks like people perhaps are going to make a protest about not having themselves heard. So let's see what happens, guys. Let's go in. Yeah.
Go to the left here, just here, and follow the stairs up to the top.
Cheers.
Anyone got mobile?
No, when they going to listen? When will they fucking listen? Come on! Shut down.
What's happening?
We want to know what our elected officials are up to. They have rights to us.
We have a limited number of seats out there. If you want to come in and listen to it, you are able to. Subject to the capacity up there, which is about 15.
We've already talked about ULEZ, we shut down.
We've just been told, we're entitled to win public candidates.
Oh, not quite out. Just waiting in. Because I was going to be polite. Oh, we're not shitting. I want to be polite. And I was speaking to someone, and guess what? They won't let us speak in there. I don't know.
There's no way, there's no way you should address the journalists, not just on this.
Everyone's
What's your position, Eddie? The lady's gone. The lady's gone with this. Don't worry about it. That's not your problem.
5 people. Let 5 people in there, please.
It's meant to be public.
It's a public. She's gone, lady. She's gone.
We work for democratic services.
Democratic bollocks.
Just right, where you can't say which I'm not in there.
I'm not in there, am I? You're in, you fucking arsehole.
Don't speak to me like that, please. No. Call the police, please.
They should be making
Trying to get out!
No. With the lady is causing friction, so is this man. This man's been very quiet, but this lady is causing friction. She is. I think she's been causing friction. Five people want to go in there to listen, and she's telling us.
When? It hasn't been dealt with it. There's nothing's been done about it, has it? It hasn't been dealt with.
This lady has said that the petition has been listened to, and that is it. It's been sorted. So we're no more discussion on ULEZ tonight. Says this council representative. I don't think she's a councillor. I think she's some kind of civil servant of some sort. I think that's what's been said.
I'm not there's nothing to do with a petition.
Listen, there are elected representatives and they have duty.
Exactly.
To shut people down.
It's been handed in. The rest of the business.
If they're allowed to do ULEZ.
Listen.
That's the thing.
It's been handed in.
And the mayor is shutting her down, shutting her debate down.
I've already explained to your colleague. Okay, when people present a petition to full council, I've already explained to other people that you will receive. Okay, when a petition is handed in a full council, a short statement will be given. Okay, that statement was quite lengthy, so. The petition's been handed in. Councillor Holt has got all the information.
You're all corrupt. You all took brown envelopes for building permission in Havering. You're all corrupt. You took brown envelopes for buildings to go up. You've been seen.
Right, so Councillor Holt has handed in that petition. Dealt with, and the organiser of that petition will get
You've got no, this only gets worse.
You've got no backbone. Support Havering. What the hell is wrong with you? You get £1,500 per meeting to represent Havering and the public.
What I'm trying to say,
Help.
part of ULEZ has already been dealt with.
I understand that, but they need to hear what we've got to say. There are elected.
We're not allowed to protest outside, that's not. This is a public building, we can come in if we want to. We're in civil disobedience. It's civil disobedience.
Yes, the council. I'm paid to run the council. £237,000 a year.
That's probably what can't afford to take.
We pay your wages.
That's why I can't be taken to court.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. You won't talk to me. I'm talking to them. And I said, do not talk to me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's anyone in there. You're all corrupt. You're all please do whatever you want. You're all corrupt. You take backhanders for buildings to go up around Havering. Bridge closed. Opposite Queen's Hospital. You're all corrupt. You take brown envelopes.
We've not done nothing, we're just making a thing.
I'm going to say things, I'm in the right.
Stand outside and protest.
It's a public building, mate. It's a public building. You pay your wages, son. Pay your wages, son.
How do you reckon you'll get your wages?
Is it a magic things or something? Pay your wages.
You're just a CEO. Pay a lot of money.
Why don't you sit down and take £400 grand? Then £400 grand, all your treasurers are take grant to court. If you actually scale down the wages,
Scale your wages back a bit. More than the Prime Minister. Who the hell is it?
You're all Where's Mr. Rosendale tonight? Where's that?
That's the trouble, I need to know.
They took a backhander to pull out. Yes.
Don't shout at me. Thank you very much.
You was pushing me down there. I'm a 70-year-old woman. Don't be pushing me.
Do not shout at me.
You live in the borough.
Where is
This is a Havering CEO that's got £237,000 a year, and he don't even live in Havering.
And he gets £1,500 per meeting to attend.
And he's got an index-linked pension. He's probably getting
£1,500 per meeting to
That's why I can't take Sadiq on to Portland.
She's making herself busy.
It has to result in anything, doesn't it?
Making herself busy. Yeah, so do I. I like to make myself busy for my wife, for my freedom. You're just an old spud. That's what you are. An old spud.
Yeah, why is the council against the people then? You are against the people.
Against them.
You're what needs to happen. No, we don't want them.
We'll make them a backbone.
You're letting
Oh, don't talk like a lemon.
other people, other boroughs aren't doing choices against it. They are
Yeah. You're just an old spud. You're an old spud. An old spud, that's all you are. An old spud. You get your wages guaranteed, right? What do you mean? Of course you do. You make yourself busy. You should be fine for ULEZ. Well, you want ULEZ to come in, didn't you? What, so he says you put your head in, yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, you're just a fucking devil, mate. You're just an idiot. Don't talk to me, I'm getting right down those stairs. I'm telling you. Don't wind me up. I will. You're an idiot. That's all you are, a spud. That's all you are. What a spud. What a spud. Jobs work.
We do ask about CEO of our council to be more present. We never know what he looks like. We never knew. He's a faceless bureaucrat normally. Probably works from home 4 days a week on £237,000 a year wages and an index-linked pension.
That's not very inspiring, is it?
They need to understand
Who's the politician junior does actually do
You will worry when your job's on the line. You don't know who I am. You don't know.
Let's go. We've made that point, thank you. It was never other than a bit verbal. I look forward to seeing you around the streets of Havering and posting that to everybody.
I'm regularly around the streets.
I'm looking forward to it.
Why are you not present anyway? Why are you not more present anyway? We didn't know who was
All that money you've been paid. Excuse me, are you currently working for them? You're here every day.
Why don't you live here? Why don't you do that? You work here. You care about the place passionately.
You're paid more than the Prime Minister, for heaven's sake. Come on, be more accountable, man. Do your job. Let's see you represent the people of Havering. You won't say that. You're not going to say that. It's irrelevant. He doesn't live here.
That's where we've got those building control. It's really right.
What really is life is really like.
You do. Practically control. It's an absolute joke.
Mate, still wasting time doing working for this.
You're all corrupt. Must be part of the DNA, is it? You've all got to learn how to tell lies.
Yes, of course they have. They've got to sing from the same hymn sheet.
Absolute lies.
Labour, Tories, all church residents associations, they're all together.
Yeah, absolutely. She told me she was part of HRA, then she said she wasn't. Fucking hell, mental around. Is that one that just went in there with the black hair?
You're all your councillor.
Liars.
So who literally put in there? Just a couple of people.
Mr. Tyler, I only use music because you lot really do understand. We're bringing it to the attention of people that all church residents associations are not doing a very good job of representing us. You've got to get your hands together. Labour? No, I'm from Upminster and Cranham. I'm a Cranham Walden. I'm not part of the administration. I'm not part of the Labour administration. I'm the only independent.
Where did you vote then on the amendment then to fight this?
Brian, so Romford Brian. Hello, Sean.
Hello. What's going on? What are you doing here, Piers? What's going on?
Chatting people.
Guys, we're not going to do anything tonight, are we?
Guys, is there a reason why we're saying?
That's what it says there, look. Public gathering.
Don't shut the door.
Right? So they've broke the law. By tonight, not allowed 5 people to go in there. As soon as we went in there, to go in there,
So what's happening here anyway?
Well, I'm ready.
Well, I don't see what's it got to do with you. Well, I'm just trying to be kind and give a good impression about the people of Havering, which you're not doing.
We've obviously got so these people of Havering are not entitled to have a voice.
No, but we're not treating anything by standing here right now, are we?
Yeah, that's what I'm arguing is the problem.
What?
All I'm saying is goodbye, then shut the door on my face. That is wrong.
And we won't assure you going to go, well, this is, we can't even, we can
Yes, I know. There's only one person in that
like
area.
gentlemen.
Exactly.
We can roll with it.
Yeah, well, I will. Tell them what they're feeling.
Speak to your fucking government.
Yeah,
That's my fault. Is it my fault? I haven't got information.
I'm not going to start, please. The pair of you, please. Yeah. Just.
I'm trying to get rid of him.
I appreciate your job. I don't want you arguing at all.
Thank you.
Would you mind?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'll go when he goes.
I can't hear you. I'm going deaf as well.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Thank you.
They're all leaving, don't worry.
Not really all of them. Can you come out, please?
Go away from me. Go away from me. I'm talking.
Come on, let's
Don't talk to me.
We've made our
You're all corrupt. You're all corrupt. There's a public gallery. We're entitled, 5 people, and they had a chip on her shoulder before we went in there.
Yeah, sure he's all right.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Public gallery. Yeah. You're an old spud, that's all you are, an old spud.
I haven't abused or said anything.
No, he's just doing what he needs to do.
And now you're abusing me.
Okay, that was that guy.
Peacemaker here.
Well, Ed, give us a lowdown. What's just gone on?
Well, what's just gone on is basically what we've had is that I was a bit of a Trojan horse. I opened the door to allow everybody else in the public gallery, but I explained to everybody to sit there and watch. Obviously, people are very, very irate and upset about
there was too many of us, yeah.
Well, it's not too many of us. It's just feelings are running high, and because feelings are running high, people, are jumping out of their seats and saying, ULEZ, and why not? They have to say it because they feel it. So, unfortunately, because of the amount of protest there really is here, that's why it was shut down. The meeting had to actually be aborted. All the councils had to leave because of the. So, actually, in a way, we have made an effect on this meeting tonight, even though it wasn't a planned effect. It happened by a coincidence, as it were. But it is a public gallery, and it was wrong for the person originally to stop people going into the public gallery, and that's what I wanted to overturn, which I did.
Yeah.
And people are still leaving now.
Yeah. They were hiding in the toilets.
Well, maybe.
I don't
or the
know.
gallery.
I don't know. Thank you.
Anyway,
Cheers.
the point is, change is on its way. Because
Go on.
these people in here, what they have to remember is we voted them in, and we can vote them out. So if they're not listening now, then we don't have to. We'd have to vote them again in May. May is very, very it's around the corner, and that's what people have to understand.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay. Well, thank you very
Change.
much. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. That was Ed Gregory. He's got a crowd justice, as I think a woman called Lisa Sargent has just put into the chat. Sorry. Excuse me, sir. Sorry. Excuse me. So sorry, sir. Ed Gregory is challenged. He's got a judicial review that he is bringing to courts, basically. He's been granted the judicial review to see if this is outside. People don't know it's outside. If you can see that Havering Town Hall in Essex, in Romford, which used to be Essex, didn't it, before the London Authority came along. Hello, mate. You all right?
I see you the other week, didn't I?
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
I see you up there.
Yeah, do you want to give a few? Oh, did you? Oh, right. Do you want to give a few words?
I see you.
Yeah. Do you want to say a few words about today?
I'm amused to who you are and what you're doing. Who you are?
Nice, thank you. Yeah.
But who are you?
Oh, well, my YouTube channel, Delivering Liberty, and guys, people watching now, please do subscribe to the channel. And I work with also an outlet called Unity News Network, UNN. Remember I said that last time? But what do you think about today? What's going on today? You're a local resident, aren't you?
It's good, but there's not enough people here. We need to take this to City Hall.
Yeah?
Where Sadiq Khan resides, and we need lots of numbers of people.
What do you think about your local representatives, though? They don't seem to be interested in the...
Yeah,
they don't seem in no, I mean the councillors inside the chamber. They don't seem to be too interested in the petition.
Just raise my council tax up from 175 quid, 183 quid. Well, what am I getting out of that council tax?
Do you think people should not pay it, maybe? Or what's your opinion on it?
I ain't going that far because, council tax, but the elected representatives, they're not sticking up for people against this ULEZ in the outer boroughs.
Yeah.
I'll go get some leaflets.
Yeah, okay, well, thank you very much, sir, for that. Cheers, thank you. I forgot what I was saying now. Gregory's got a judicial review. Lisa Sargent's put the link in for people for what they're doing. What he's doing, he's got the judicial review to see if Sadiq Khan has acted beyond the remit of his authority, as ultra vires, I think it's known as in Latin, whether it's legal or not. So that's going to be brought to the court. Now, if you trust the judicial system, if you trust the system itself, the state, that's up to you. Me personally, I don't. I'm sort of maybe a bit pessimistic.
Roll over, tickle your belly. One like sheep, one that way, one that way.
So it looks like we're going to pub, it seems. We've got no other option but to go to pub. I might get some closing words. Believe it or not, I'm not actually... Alan Miller calls me Piers' #1 fan. But coincidentally, he's just always here when I'm here. But Piers... Sorry, sir. You were, do you want to say a few words? I've got a live stream at the moment. I've got about 300 people watching. Like, do you want to say any words?
Okay, yeah. There's a bit of direct action in there because
I was standing next to you the whole time, sir.
The Labour mayor wasn't listening to people, and he was shutting down any form of debate about the ULEZ. So people just said enough, and ultimately walked in there. It was all very civil, but very respectful, and. But in the end, we wasn't allowed into the chamber. But people made some points on the microphone and whatnot outside. The meeting was disrupted. I don't know if it was adjourned or not. But ULEZ wasn't really on the agenda. It wasn't on the agenda too much. So the disruption, hopefully the point was conveyed loud and clear to them that people are not having ULEZ around here. And we saw the leader of the council for the first time ever, and he said we can protest outside. And we said, well, we pay for this building. We can protest where we want. And we'll come in here. And if we want to go into the meeting, we will as well, We're sick.
The revelation that he doesn't even live in the area, the leader of the council.
He doesn't live here.
He's the chief executive, right?
Yeah, so he's a quango. He's basically like a quango, essentially.
If he was sacked and one other with 240 grand, they'd have the money to 400 grand that they keep claiming they need to take Sadiq Khan to court because they don't want to do it around here.
No. So he's an unelected bureaucrat, essentially, not accountable to anyone. I think he even said on the screen there, he said, I do what the politicians say.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Literally.
Or if you ever watch Yes Minister, it's usually the other way around. It's usually the unelected people tell the elected people
That's what he said. He said, I'm doing what the politicians say.
Yeah, it's a very good political answer. Piers, what do you think of that, sir? Well, Piers,
this council is showing its true colours.
Thank you for that,
Disgraceful arrogance. The chief executive clearly is also very arrogant. Is he doing what he's told, or is he telling them what to say? I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. There's two things that have to be done. One is this council should support the legal action against Sadiq Khan. And that's a big demand. Second thing is they've got to stop allowing the installation of cameras. And if they don't stop the cameras, we have to take the cameras down. And that has happened in a number of places already. That has to be the way to make this thing inoperable. And in the end, we're going to break ULEZ and break Sadiq Khan. But people watching, go to your town hall. We want an accountability for every council. Make your council accountable. That's one thing to say. And the second thing is join the big fight back. Break ULEZ, break Sadiq Khan, and it's bigger than this now. Break the World Economic Forum. These policies are driven by the World Economic Forum. And there's, well, revolutionary struggles even in other countries now against everything that's happening. In France, in Holland, in Israel even, and in the Punjab, there's a little war going on. Basically, the Indian government has invaded the Punjab because they're scared of the Sikhs. Now, the Sikhs aren't people to argue with, so there's going to be a fight back. That might bring down the Indian regime. We don't know, but whatever, it's happening all over the world. So people, don't lie back, join in. ULEZ in England is their weak point.
Okay, well there you go. Well, thank you.
Favourite slogan.
There you go.
So join the spring offensive. Resist, defy, do not comply.
There you go, guys. Thank you very much, Piers. That's great. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. So, guys, that is, it seems there's a bit of drama at the end with the protest going inside to the, I think, obviously, my opinions of it, there's a lot of, can't really say it lightly, a lot of pissed off people, not just obviously in Havering here or Romford. You see it all over now. There's people last night in Colchester. Piers Corbyn was also there. He was informing the people. I've not properly seen it yet. Informing the people of that. There's people in Glastonbury. I do a show, new people watching, and please do follow UNN. I work for Unity News Network as well. I do a live show I've got a live show tomorrow at 12 noon. And if people have seen a woman called Sandy Adams, she has spoken at Glastonbury Town Hall, Town Council, whatever it is. She's coming on my show tomorrow to talk about what she did. It's gone a bit viral at the moment, at least around the UK, possibly even globally. So please tune into that tomorrow from 12 noon. I'll be doing that. So, but you're seeing it everywhere now. You're getting people who are really upset with all of these, not just simply in London with the ULEZ, but you've got obviously the CAS in Birmingham, the Clean Air Zone. You've got Bath now. You've got Bristol. You've got all of these 15-minute neighbourhoods as well from Oxford and Canterbury, and they're spreading. So this seems like something that might be big in this coming summer. So please do keep an eye on it. Yeah. So I think on that note, I think I've heard some people say they're going to a pub. So I may as well, you know. I don't usually have one. Maybe every now and then, maybe. Obviously, I'm being facetious about that. But yeah. On that note, I think there's nothing really else to report on. Everything's sort of being packed up now. But thank you all for watching. I've had like normal, I think 400 people watching. So thank you for that. Anyone at the highest one. But if people, like I said, I don't do this to make any money, guys. For real, there's no money in independent media. But if anyone wants to buy me a beer just for contribution, yeah, I am. You want to say a few words?
No, who are you? Are you on YouTube?
I got a YouTube channel called Delivering Liberty, and please do subscribe to that, guys, if you're new to the channel.
How many views you got?
Just under 300. Do you want to say?
I'm very bad on camera, but I'm gonna say hello. But I
do you want to say a few words? You seem quite active.
I do, but no, not on. I get stage fright.
You don't want.
Yeah.
You don't.
I don't mind. You've shot me in. I've been in the pictures already.
Yeah.
It's me, by the way.
Oh, you do want to be on camera?
Well, I don't mind being on camera, but I've got nothing to say,
cool.
so I wouldn't waste your time, mate.
Oh no, but what's your opinion about today? You're a local resident, aren't you? I assume.
Well, I think unfortunately a bit of bad behaviour at the end of it spoilt for all of us. Because at the end of the day, if we're going to try and do it through their system, we've got to play by their rules. And any opportunity to stamp down what you're saying, any opportunity to be called a thug or a hooligan or far right like Khan did, we've just got to be very, very clever about what we do. We've got to work together. We've got to be positive, and we've got to try and control our tempers, which ain't easy to do. And it's totally understandable that some people, particularly when they heard what apparently had happened in the council chamber, where basically the person who was trying there to ask for a public meeting with the people who they saw had been standing outside waiting with their signs. They wanted a public meeting. They wanted to discuss their problems, not just hand over the petition. And I'm sure that was probably known in advance by the mayor. But apparently the mayor just cut the lady councillor off. Apparently the technicalities should run out of time. But surely, considering the
amount of people outside,
people outside, which obviously gone now, but it must have been getting on for maybe, I don't know, would you say 100 people or so?
I'd say about 100 people. I would say, but it was talking to the woman who was, I think, spearheading the petition, and you had all of other petitions that had about no more than 100 or a couple of hundred. But this specific petition had no, but I mean, they were not related to you though. I mean, like it might be this a zebra crossing needs to be put in, and there's 26 people who have signed it, the petition, or there's 100 people who said, we need whatever traffic lights here, but this specific one had 3,000 on it, so it's clearly the biggest petition, but seemingly they're not really too interested in hearing it.
A lot of people still don't know what's going on, because it's selective media, it's people that listen to alternative media or watch alternative media that really, find out what's going on. A lot of us obviously know what's behind it, which is just, this is the thin end of the wedge, because we're talking about once they get ULEZ in, it won't just be the cars before 2007 when it was, then they'll say it will be 2010, and then it'll be 2015, and then it'll be goodbye to all your cars, and then it'll be pay per mile off a rented car, or electric car that's going to blow up and burn. So, and we know that ultimately there's a bigger agenda here, because Calm works not for the people of London but for the World Economic Forum, as do most of our politicians. They're all on their website. That's going a little bit conspiratorial for you, isn't it, really?
Well, I mean, it's all there. I mean, it's only... what do they say? What's the difference between conspiracy theory and reality? 6 months?
6 weeks. Well,
it seems to be getting faster now. Yeah, you might be right. Maybe it might be 6 weeks
this
now.
This is the thing. They're revealing everything now in open air, and people aren't rising to the bait, because it's it's there for the people that look for it. But your mainstream TVs that's paid for by Bill Gates and his foundations and fines and all this sort of stuff, that are all owned by BlackRock and Vanguard, etc., that both own each other, and we never know who owns Vanguard because of the way it's set up. They're doing it in plain sight now, and they're getting away with it, and people are asking for more. People are going back for their next jab. People are asking to be locked down to be safe, because because the climate, we've got to save the planet, because Greta Thunberg, it is brainwashing, and for those of us that can see it, it is infuriating, because some people don't want to be woken up today. They put their head in the sand. It's the ostrich. I worked years ago in an office, and we was talking about things. I'm a bit autistic, so conspiracy theories are one of my things, and we started talking about 9/11, and literally the girl put her fingers in her ears. She just didn't want to hear. People aren't open. They're safe in their servitude. I suppose that's and they've been playing this game for hundreds of years. And then what's his name? Freud's, is it grandson or nephew? Bernays, Edward Bernays. He's the guy that came up with the term PA. And he studied...
What's PA, sorry?
PR, sorry.
Public relations.
And the whole... How you control people's mind, that little MK Ultra. We know about these things. These have all been declassified. And, we know that we put the two and two together and come up with 4 and follow the bits of breadcrumbs, and we can see it all. And it's, and people don't want to be woken up. So that's the issue we've got.
Well, that's it. There's a lot of people in the chat agreeing with you. You might be on something there. So, well, thank you very much.
I actually am on something.
What's your channel?
No. On a little herbal relief. I'm a bit stoned, mate.
Okay.
That's why I'm a bit chatty. But I didn't tell you that. And it's purely medicinal, of course.
Yes, of course.
Doctor's orders.
Yeah, doctor's orders.
What's your name, mate?
My name's Sean. And the channel's called Delivering Liberty. If you want to look, Delivering Liberty. Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll probably have to watch this.
Please do. Yeah, I'll keep it up, obviously, so it'll be there on my channel. But thank you very much for that, Greg.
I'm going to write that down, actually.
Yeah, search for it now if you want.
I'm a little bit stoned, so I won't.
And anyone watching now, guys, please. I'll put the link. I mean, you're watching the thing, but that's the just for the Nightbot. Nightbot is basically my admin. It's now working. It was always rebelling against me, but now Lisa Sargent has.
Liberty was. Oh, was Lisa Sargent on that?
Yeah.
Oh, I know Lisa. Hello, Lisa. It's Greg Romford.
This might be a different Lisa Sargent, quite a common name. What do you mean? You know her personally?
She was on Correct Not Pickles.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, that would be her then. Yeah.
And I think Sam's one was before he sold
Subject Access.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Romford.
Oh great. Yeah, she says hello, Greg. Yeah, she says it. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what she looks like. But now she looks like, yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel or handle?
I don't upload or anything like that. No.
Okay, cool.
So yes, there's something Liberty. Go on. What was it?
Yeah, delivering. And then Liberty, space
I can't
Liberty.
Even type. Wait a minute. Delivering Liberty, YouTube.
There you go. Yeah, small world, says some people. Yeah, but there you go.
And all the small, but then it is a very cold night. So on that note.
Yep. Thank you very much, Greg. Thank you for that. So that was quite an interesting conversation at the end. Thank you guys for watching. There's nothing really to. I mean, I've got. At the moment, it says I've got 237 people watching, but this is it, guys. This is the end. My only friend, the end. So that's at Havering. Quite interesting. Got a bit spicy in the end, but like I say, I think we're going to make our way to the pub now. So because that's what I've heard. So like I say, if you want to buy me a drink, it's totally fine. Or you want to keep me on the road, it is give me some fuel because the bloody diesel costs, and my van is not ULEZ exempt. And personally, guys, Piers Corbyn coming towards me now. He famously is now racked up with 45 grand's worth of ULEZ fund that he's refusing to pay. So I've kind of been a little bit inspired by that, and I personally, I'm not paying the ULEZ anymore. Personally, at the moment, I'm keeping outside of North and South Circular, but I have been in the ULEZ, but accidentally, but I'm not paying it, guys. I think really, if you're relying on these people inside these buildings like this around the UK in town halls and council halls and all that, they're just, let's be honest, guys, you're basically subcontracting you're subcontracting out. You're relying on other people, third-party people, to try and do the right thing. And we all know politicians, it's a well-known thing that they're not trustworthy people. So really, you just got to leapfrog over them or circumnavigate around them and just say, nah, I'm just not going to pay it anymore, and that's the end of it. And it's sort of similar to the poll tax. The poll tax didn't collapse because of the poll tax riots. It collapsed because people just weren't paying it, and that was the end of it. Obviously people were kind of, unfortunately, tricked still because that morphed into the council tax, but that's another story for another time. But the point is that it brought down a government based on people simply just not paying it. So is that the answer? I don't know, but you decide, guys. But anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you all for listening, and that has to be the end of it. So thank you, guys, and good night. And like I said, tomorrow I'll be on from 12 noon on UNN. So if you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon, you will see me again in a different kind of setup, in a new studio-like format, interviewing Sadie. What's her name? Sandy Adams. So I don't know whether it's Sadie or Sandy, and I have to let her clarify that. She was the woman who spoke at Glastonbury Town Hall last week, and the video went viral with her explaining the whole agenda. So she's going to be on my show tomorrow, so we're going to speak to her. So thank you very much, guys, and have a good night. Take care. I did put in the UNN link, didn't I? Yeah, it is. Yeah, 12 noon. Yeah, 12 noon. It's now 12 noon and 7 p.m, not 8 p.m. But I need to update that. Lisa, maybe if you can go into that and maybe change that from 8 p.m. to 7 p.m. We do from 7 p.m. now every day. So the UNN, the Unity News Network, is building, it is growing. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and have a good night. Take care.